Hello guys, my name is Ali Games, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Where we last left off, we are in the middle of Sakura's trial, and Hiro thinks he's the one that killed her, but it's impossible because she would not go down and die from a hit with a bottle. Like, that's impossible. So, we're trying to figure out who could possibly have killed or hit her with the second bottle. So, that's where we're at right now.
But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. Must have been used by... second one.
I got it!
Because they wanted to make it look like there was only
bottle
one
that
attack.
was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow.
Because he thought he killed her, but he didn't.
Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she
Liar.
didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. It was the handprint in the locker. She hid in the locker.
It's a lie. I did nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No.
I think this is where it's like, okay, you have to choose your, the final bullet.
I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough.
There we go.
That's enough.
This should prove it. Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker?
Handprints, there were like 3 of
They
them.
must have been hiding
Okay,
in
yeah,
there
3.
and
One,
put
two,
their
three,
hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura! No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So
like,
after you left, I
oopsie.
jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean?
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked it with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence.
It's still,
didn't you?
Sakura would not go down by being hit with two bottles.
Die for
Like, come on,
someone.
man.
If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Because we know it's not... Well, I'm not gonna say anything. Just in case.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Nope. Oh wait, no, never mind. The status of your body.
Shoot!
Duh.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise when you...
So you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
because she was in the chair when she died. Unless you somehow picked up her body and moved her there. They doubt that's
We
highly.
found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Oh, shut up.
Just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
I don't know. You can probably carry
then
more
what's
than
the deal?
that, but definitely not
Well,
Sakura.
are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Coco just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up.
But
and
you're the
opened
one that
door?
went and got them.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck
You're
out
the
of
one that
locker
got and
into the
dragged
room.
everyone, so you know she wasn't in the locker.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there was no way Togo was hiding in the locker is because I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves
I
that
love
you
that
killed her.
face,
Thank you very
that
much.
almost innocent smile.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? There's another possible explanation. Maybe it's...
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Nope, different...
What was it? If it wasn't from Genocide, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other. So you guess that I'm blaming me, huh?
There's one place I might find a clue. It would have to be written... Oh, okay.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide
Because it
Jill,
meant-
what
because it
was it?
mentions
There's no
about
other
Falling
what
Blood.
killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other.
No, it's wrong.
Shush! I know what I'm doing! I hate that I have
According to
keep
the
fixing it.
Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
And I don't think
Some
she would
sort
have
of
vomited
reaction
blood from a
within
cut
her
inside
body.
her mouth.
Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
He needed a haircut so bad.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A,
Yeah, because that
dietary
was the bottle we found
supplements. In
on
B,
A shelf.
reagents, and in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed it. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Huh? Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
I think because you have to mix it with something?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Duh! You don't just straight up
Can I see
eat
that bottle for a
protein
second?
powder, man!
Sure.
At least
Do
I'm
whatever
pretty
you like.
sure you don't. Kyoko took the bottle of Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely the poison must have been in... Could it be? I need a tea! I need a tea! There we go. No, get away, eye. No, get out of the way! Yeah.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene? Protein drink.
I got it!
Because she
You're
loved that
saying they
stuff.
gave
You
her
know
a
she
protein
did.
drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good
Would it
for
really
all
heal
kinds of aches and pains.
two hits to the head with bottles? Like, would that really help
She
that?
took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead
How would that help?
was a bottle full of poison.
She needs, like, stitches
Already
and
know
aspirin
exactly
and shit.
who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be. Must be what we found in front of the shelf.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
Hungry again. Ah!
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point.
Or spilled powder.
They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
I remember playing this for the first time and getting so
Footprints.
pissed because I was like, are you
They're
fucking
mine.
kidding me? Hina was the one that did it!
If you're all gonna find out anyway,
I didn't mean to do that.
I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are us and
I
Hina.
got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed
That
her
would be
the
true though.
concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you
But she
thought,
doesn't
right?
have a clear motive on why
That's when
though.
you switched out the
Because she was the
protein
one that
powder,
said, why don't
and
you
that's
believe her when
gave
she's,
her the
you know,
poison
why don't you
mixture.
believe her? Why don't you give her a chance?
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all
Alter
in it
ego
for
did.
ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many
mean,
times do you plan
alter
to
ego
repeat yourself?
Is hacking into the
Don't
freaking network, which
misunderstand
he can
me.
get caught,
I'm not
but
saying it because of some misguided
that's totally not
sentimentalism.
sacrificing himself.
But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, Explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean,
And this is just
why would
tearing
someone leave
Byakuya
such
up.
a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about
Yeah,
when
we're all
you
just
switched
like,
the poison and the
no.
protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on
Yeah,
the
but the
wrong
thing is,
shelf.
the footprints don't match up.
And because of that,
Because it would have been like
everything I did got
all
found out.
footprints.
And
Like going from back and
That's
forth,
it.
back and forth.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison.
Or at least
Then
it would have
moved
been
to
like
Section A to get the protein,
this way
right?
and then, you know, back.
Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange? Let's see if my mouse will not. Okay, where the bottle is, there would have been footprints from C going to A, and then from A to the exit.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case.
First, I went to Section C.
These footprints in the bottle?
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the...
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's
shit.
where I switched. Once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough.
Yeah.
How much longer must we tolerate this?
The chem lab. Yeah.
First, I went to. That's when I grabbed poison and you spilled some of the. Yeah.
Okay,
And I moved from Section C.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong.
Unless you jumped or like
said you went to get the
shimmied like
poison from
on your
Section
tiptoes
C.
and like
And
I don't
that's
know.
where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
You liar.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I left the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of
And
this?
this is what fucks him over because he just doesn't comprehend
well,
human
You lied to
emotions.
us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
but there can.
After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you,
Because
of
it's
all
surprising
people, would
that
miss
something
such a
didn't
vital
happen.
clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
How did he not swallow that?
It had
How did he
sunk to the
not hear
bottom
it
of the
clink
bottle,
in the bottle?
and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you.
And he just
So, thank
pisses
you for
him
that.
off, and I love it.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it? Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. Broke into the same shade of blue.
I got it!
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should have been on Section A.
I got it!
So how did the
poison was
glass get
left
in
on
the
shelf
in the
chem
bottle?
lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison
What's
may
the
well have been
matter?
in the rec room when it was
Pyapia,
locked.
can't you comprehend?
But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
But wouldn't
right.
if she had the
We
protein
do
can
need
when
to
she
explain
died, wouldn't it be right next to her on the
But
floor?
before we do, there's something
on the
I'd like to
table in
confirm
front of
with
her?
everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
Oh,
How can
he's
you
getting
know
pissy.
what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that something brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. He's getting so pissed and I love it.
When it comes to that protein, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room.
I think that's the only time you ever go after Byakuya. I don't ever remember
You remember how there was broken
going
glass
after him
scattered
any
all
other
around the
time.
room, right?
even with the one with Mondo and Chihiro. Like, I don't even remember, you know, having to do that with him because
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein
yeah,
can.
you don't ever do it with Kyoko either.
We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
Because Kyoko's always right.
This proves
Kyoko knows what she's
It
talking
shows
about.
that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be.
And I don't think
after we
Sakura
got into
either.
the
I don't know
room.
if we ever did one for Sakura.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room had to have been Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. I had to hit Hina with it. I had to make her accept it. I think it's the powder on her foot. I think it's what the bullet is.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling
I
you,
can't hit
I
it.
did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof, Sakura?
This should prove it.
Oh, I thought I had to switch it. Maybe because this is the last thing to actually, the last one,
Hina,
maybe.
Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder
More
we
like a
found
gold,
on
but
Sakura,
yellow works.
what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place?
Get the
The only
poison.
explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's
He
my
committed
answer.
suicide. And I actually
killed
have to
Sakura
say,
was
remember
Sakura
when-
herself.
What?
Hiro
The
said
killer
about there
was
won't be any more murders
Sakura?
because he saw it.
So you're
He
saying
was right.
it was
It
suicide?
wasn't. There's no more murders.
I don't believe it anymore than
This
I
murder
believe
was
I can
actually a
fly.
suicide, and he predicted
I
that
can't believe it either.
that it was
Or rather,
that there was going to
I
be a
don't
murder.
want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura created
I
it.
got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. Let's see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions
But
to
when you
undermine the
when I'll
investigation.
say something as soon as Hina
As long as you
says
could
some
disguise
stuff,
the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet,
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Yep.
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Oh my. Like, Coco. She came out. Put her upside down. So that passed out. Oh, wait. Oh, I did that right. Oh, there it is. Okay. Didn't go down far enough. Poison. Pocket. And
The killer is you!
thing is, she did it to kill everyone else.
This case began when Sakura asked
She-
a number of
out
people
of
to meet her in the
all
rec
the people. She had fallen into despair so much from this one thing. She was willing to kill
Those
everybody
people were
to
Hiro,
get revenge.
Toko, and the
That is such a scary thought to think of just
But one
to
of them
just think
headed
that
out a
she would
bit
do
earlier
this.
than the others.
And she's not even the
Toko.
murderer. Like, she didn't even
She
murder
got there
Sakura.
one step ahead of everyone else.
Unlike everyone
and
else,
looked around
like
for a good
Leon,
hiding
who
spot.
killed Sayaka, because like they said, he could have just just ran away back
She
to his
found
room
her.
and left things
She
as they
crawled
were.
into the locker to
But
get
he
out
went
of
back
sight.
to kill her to get out. So it's like, and then Celeste, she did it to get out and
From
get the
inside
money.
the locker,
Mondo
she saw
was a
Sakura
little.
enter the room.
It was an accident. It was a spur of the moment. He didn't.
Next
He
to
wasn't.
arrive
He
was
blacked
Hiro.
out. He wasn't thinking, and you know all that stuff. But still, she was going to kill
When he got there,
everyone,
He mistakenly
to
thought Sakura
avenge
was going to try
Sakura.
to kill him.
and that
But
has to
again,
be the most scariest thing in this whole game. She was willing to kill her other friends because of what happened.
He grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out.
And she hit her with the bottle.
And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on
Sakura.
Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves. in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort.
It's almost what Byakuya did with the Mondo Chihiro case with Genocide Jack. But he's like, yeah, I would have said something before it got that far.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life. And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why
Because
you
he couldn't
solve this
understand
case.
human emotions.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice?
He's still
or
sad
the
about it.
dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's still funny that they can still vote for a dead person.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My
Okay,
entire
we're done here.
What?
So that's
What
the
did
whole
you
truth,
say?
huh? I see. There's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you
And
thinking?
yet why did you do that?
Don't be
Yeah, we
mean.
almost died there.
What
Because
is this?
that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died. You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We had to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all had to pay for her crimes. For serious? That's...
What
You
is
still
this?
don't understand? Then let me explain. Did you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground, in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me?
No
You tried to protect
forgiveness.
me, but because of me.
I
My
can't
closest
forgive
friend got
this.
hurt. Sakura, because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk with them.
But
Talk about What? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina,
Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
they're friends.
I love Sakura. Sakura? I love Sakura so much. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet... And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. Then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding. Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina,
you came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina,
Huh? I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in! Please open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hitting all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. No regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I can never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt you when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taken so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
Did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
What are you
Of
saying?
course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other
Well,
words,
what I'm really trying to say is...
yes,
Don't you think the
indeed.
entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me? Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well, now,
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And
So then, what does she write in her real suicide note?
What are you
I'm
gonna
glad
do?
you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it in my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey,
I can't read any of those. But you know, have you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes,
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. Because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with me just accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible
She
for
just
that
didn't.
as
She didn't
well.
want that to happen. I have an obligation to get this situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe. And above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all
I
my
love her
most
so
treasured
much.
friends.
Oh my god, it hurts to rewatch this. I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person can do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plan, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I've chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else, no matter what. Just survive.
But
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you
But
gonna
in
do?
the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't have to try and kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Boo, 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 boo. Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Huh?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. But because the one we need... Oh, that was Makoto. Who we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that.
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. What's going on here? Now, I only have one thing to look forward to. And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does that mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. If the Mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has no meaning?
How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
what the
Fun
heck?
time?
Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track. It's the moment you've all been waiting for! Punishment time! Wait, but Sakura is technically the killer, right? And she's dead.
You're not gonna... Is it me?
Oh, heavens no! Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the fair times one rule. Listen up! I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest.
A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment
I will end it after
time.
After this. No! Oh, look at her face though! His face, her face! I don't know if the alter ego's a boy or a girl. I guess boy, maybe? Who, I don't... Still! Oh. Poor baby! It dies twice! And like that's the fucking... Are you kidding me? The fucking face on the ball! Oh, my heart! Oh, fucking hate you, Monokuma. You! You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk! Now I'm gonna leave this off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's actually what happened.